and emergency care services so you can get the quality care you need right here at home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, celebrating life better here since 1910. KSJE is supported by Aztec Motocross. Located on Highway 173, Aztec Motocross offers a safe and competitive racing environment for the growing off-road and outdoor industry. Upcoming racing weekends, September 24th and 25th, and October 22nd and 23rd. Also, the New Mexico State Championship Motocross Race Series, October 8th and 9th. Find out more online at aztecmotocross.com or 505-393-5222. Minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, the 26th day of September, 2022. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin, and thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air, of course, here in San Juan County, New Mexico. 103.3 FM over the air, once again in Durango, Colorado, and streaming everywhere else on the planet from our website, of course, KSJE.com. Welcome also to our viewers who are watching this visual radio program. The program is streaming out live this morning to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account. So we're glad that you are with us, everybody, because coming up, we're talking about the arts today, the Aztec Artist Studio Tour. My guests will be talking about that in the next few moments. It is coming up in just a couple of weeks. So learn all about that and how you can see some great art, and even better, buy some great art from the local artists in Aztec in October 8th and 9th. Then later on, we'll be talking with both authors of the One Book, One Community selection for this year, Send a Runner. They'll be visiting with me this morning at 8:35 on KSJE, so we hope you will stay tuned for that. And we'll round out the hour this morning talking about technology on our Monday Reboot segment. That is coming up today at 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. Mick Hess will be here roving with the arts after the news at 9:06, and also we remind you to connect with us on our Instagram page, in addition to Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. And if you're a podcast person, like everybody these days, you can subscribe for free to KSJE Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Outside our studios at San Juan College this morning, it's a sunny morning, 57 degrees at the moment. We're expecting a mostly sunny week, as a matter of fact. 81 for a high today, clear and 53 tonight. Sunny and 80 tomorrow, 80 on Wednesday, 79 for a high on Thursday, 78 on Friday, and maybe mid-70s for Saturday and Sunday. And overnight lows, fall is in the air in the mid to lower 50s. Let me introduce my guests who are here with me this morning, as I mentioned, to get us started talking about the Aztec Artist Studio Tour for 2022. Bonnie Adams is here this morning, one of the artists featured in the tour. Good morning. Welcome back to KSJE.
Good morning, Scott. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Timothy Gordon's also with us this morning, another featured artist on the tour this year. Tim, good morning to you.
Good morning, Scott. Glad to be here.
Thank you both for coming in this morning. And gosh, here we go again, right? It's coming up in just a couple of weeks, the big tour, and that's when you all open your homes and studios and invite other artists in and talk to me about this year's tour.
Well, it's our fourth annual tour.
Right.
We had to pandemic it closed, or else we'd be fifth. So we're really looking forward to it. It's a really nice couple of days. Lots of people, lots of visitors, lots of time to actually talk with the artists and meet them and put a name to the piece that you buy and a memory.
Right.
You know, and then they actually can become family heirlooms, which is wonderful. So
Very
we look
true.
forward to meeting a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, which happens every time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you're
Yeah,
able to do
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Tim, what about for you this year?
Well, I'm glad to be able to be a part of it. It's a bit of work to put it together, but
Right.
it's enjoyable, and we love to get the artists together and give them a venue to where they can show their work and sell their work. So everybody come out, visit with us, talk to the artists, see, I don't know if any of them are going to do any demos, but that's possible.
Right. You never know. That's true. But it's coming up on Saturday, October 8th, 10 to 5, and Sunday the 9th from 11 to 4 for our radio audience who can't see the poster on the screen right now. And you've got a lot of different variety of art and artists as well, correct?
Yes.
And we've got some pictures I want to show too, and I want to show the map also of Aztec. So this really kind of takes over the city. You have so many spread out, so many artist locations, right?
Well, one of the really interesting things about Aztec, and one of the things that drew me to move to Aztec 23 years ago, is the number of artists per square foot.
Yes, right.
They're truly musicians and writers and painters and sculptors, you name it. And so it's a wonderful area. And because Aztec's such a small little town, you're able to walk on foot to all these different places, and even perhaps stop at 550 for a beer or a pizza, or just on down our little shops and all of that thing. It's a fun little town, and it's a great time to see artists in their studios, either working or at least see what is an artist studio like? What is that about? What do they do? And we'll have different. Each studio has guest artists, and they range in age from young to very old. People who are newer, maybe 5 or 6 years into doing their art, to people who've been doing it for 40 years. So it's a wonderful opportunity for the public.
And Tim, what about you opening your studio to visitors and other artists and everything? I mean, is that something that you like to share a little bit of your creative process sometimes?
Well, my studio is my dining room.
Okay, I see.
Which I've converted, but since I'm a bachelor, I don't have to worry about the wife saying, get that stuff out of here.
Right, sure.
But I'm going to have... besides myself, Lou Mansell, John Bentz, Michael Bullock, and Kay Duncan. Now, Lou does some very fine jewelry, silver, brass. She does beautiful designs. John Bentz, of course, is a potter, and quite a variety of type of pottery he does. Michael Bullock is an exceptionally good watercolor artist.
A name a lot of folks might recognize for sure.
Oh, yes.
You bet. Mm-hmm.
And Kay Duncan does stained glass. Plus, she does some fiber work and stuff like that. So we've got...
That's quite a variety just at your studio, right? Yeah.
Correct. And then, of course, I've got about 5 different mediums I work in. Mm-hmm. So we've got a pretty well-rounded group there.
Right. And that's just the first stop. So how about that? And Bonnie Adams, and you two are kind of neighbors there, living about a block from each other.
Yeah, not even.
Not even, right?
It's down the street and across the street.
You can literally walk between the two of your studios for sure.
The two people.
Yeah.
At my studio, I have Steve Unger, who's a painter, and people may know him. He's been doing painting for quite some time. And I have Paloma Baron. Paloma is younger. She's actually in Los Alamos going to college now, going to get a further degree. But, oh my gosh, the girl has so much talent. She does chalk and pencil, and is moving into doing some color things. Just, her work is absolutely beautiful, and I am delighted to have her at my place again.
Nice.
She's very introverted and very quiet, but her art just speaks wonders.
Maybe her voice is in her art.
Yes.
Maybe, let's put it that way.
Yeah, and she's a lovely human, too.
Nice.
Rick Myers is going to be there, and he paints, and he also does, he's been branching out into clay. And one of the fun things he has been doing is, everybody probably has heard of an ocarina. Right? So he's been making ocarinas in the most delightful shapes, little pigs and chickens and you name it. And he's also now making these wonderful animal bowls. I bought one for my great-granddaughter, a little piggy bowl.
Okay.
So he has a lot of fun stuff.
Nice.
Truly, truly.
Well, let me show some of the pictures that we have of
some
of the art as well. And then
cool.
when there's an artist that you recognize, let's talk a little bit about it. But here's a piece of jewelry.
Now, this is one of Lou Mansell's.
Okay.
And Lou's stuff is wonderful.
It's beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, and she designs everything.
Right.
It's her own designs, one-of-a-kind pieces each one. Just gorgeous.
Nice. So that's going to be your place, Tim.
Correct.
Correct. There you go. There you go. Another piece.
This is another piece of hers. She likes working and does a lot of Celtic design type stuff too.
Right.
But and then she makes. You can just barely see up there the chain. She makes her own chain.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's above and beyond, isn't it? Right? For-
It's more than she says. It's like knitting. I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
only with metal, I
Only
suppose,
with
right?
metal.
Yeah. So there
Yeah.
you go. Okay. Very good.
And
Another
this
piece of
is-
jewelry.
Right. These are some earrings and stuff, but you can see all the chain and she uses more high-end stones.
Uh-huh. Okay.
They're not cheap beads. She
Right.
uses some good quality materials.
But that's a great reminder, though, that the art at these studios on the tour is all different price points, right?
It
It's
is.
not
Correct.
all going to be
Yeah.
high end, and it's
Oh,
not all
no.
going to be, $5 either. But it's going to be all in between, I would think,
Yeah.
right?
And
The ocarina is usually around $20 that
Yeah.
Rick does. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find something. And again, I know it's no secret why you do this in October to get folks thinking about the holidays and these unique gift ideas, which I think is a great thing. If you have someone that hard to buy for person,
Yes.
finding a unique piece of art might be the thing that really makes a great gift for that person.
To
Correct.
misquote Game of Thrones,
Yes.
Christmas is coming.
Thank you. Yes, and every time that's true.
Here again is jewelry by Lou Mansell, and you notice the design within the metal work, and she creates all that herself.
Right.
And
It's kind of copied onto the chain.
Yeah,
I can notice that as well, and I tell folks if you're not watching the video, you're missing out on what we're showing everybody. So feel free, if you're a radio listener right now, tune in to Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter after the show, and you can see these pieces that we're talking about. Tim,
this is one of my pieces. This is a watercolor,
okay,
and of course it's a portion of the Taos
Pueblo,
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
which has been closed until just very recently, I think,
Oh,
to
has it?
visitors since the pandemic, of
Yeah.
course. But great with the New Mexico, beautiful blue skies there in New
Yeah.
Mexico and the blue doors at Taos.
This is another painting. This is an acrylic painting. This is quite large. This is 24 by 36.
Okay.
And
Another,
that was
one of
interest-
yours, is it not?
Correct.
Yeah.
But it's acrylic. And this one was quite interesting to accomplish with the different colors and stuff like that.
No, most definitely. With a great sunset for sure. And another thing about, if you're looking for a small piece of art, a big piece of art, chances are you're probably going to find it
I love
at
doing
one of
large
these studios.
format. They're just hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
Well, you have to find that one buyer with that
Yeah.
space, right?
Usually, yeah.
But that's it. Very, very true.
This is another piece of mine. It's acrylic. In the last 4 or 5 months, I've really gotten into doing just black and white. I thought it would be interesting to do, and this is one of the first pieces I did.
Right.
And you don't have to deal with color, but you really have to watch your values, and that's what black and white will teach you, how to handle your values.
Right.
And your but it was they're fun to
Right.
do.
Yeah. And well, and the shadows and everything else that you're
Yeah.
using, when you have to tell the whole story in
Well,
shades of gray.
I know
Yeah.
quite
And
a
black and
number of
white.
artists that will be painting a painting in color,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll take a picture of it and convert it to black and white to see how their values are working.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And depending on how it's working, it may not
They may
translate
change-
very well, right?
Right,
Into
they
the
may
black and
change it a little bit.
white.
so.
I follow you. Very interesting.
Now, this one is a photograph done by Stacy Harris. She will be at the Hammond Tree
Okay.
studio with the Don Hammond Tree.
Okay. And that's on Maddox Avenue in Aztec.
Correct.
Yep. Very
And
nice.
she's quite a good photographer.
Yeah.
I'm hoping very much that she does sunsets and that kind of time of day. And New Mexico sky. She just has an internal. She just captured them beautifully in her photography. So I'm
Nice.
hoping she has some of those there.
Well, in fact,
too.
that painting of the sunset on the river that you just showed
Yes.
was taken from one of her photographs that she gave me permission to use.
Okay. This one,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So that came from a photograph of hers.
Right.
Got you. Well,
And she has
Beautiful.
some of her cats too that are just wonderful. She does beautiful photography.
right. Very much. So she'll be
Really
there
much.
showing some of her work. Let's see some of the other ones. Here's a sunset.
Yeah, this is another one of hers.
Okay. Nice. Beautiful. And I think we have one more.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really does love sunsets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I
No,
can
but
see
she's
why.
so good at them.
Or sunrises.
Yeah.
Right.
She's an early person, too.
Is she? Well, she should have come this morning. We'll invite her next time. There you go. This is another one that we were
Don
talking about, I
Hammond
think,
tree.
before, right?
This
Or no,
is-
they're different.
No, this is Don Hammond tree.
Thank you.
And he has got an eclectic mind. I tell you what, he can come up with some of the most unusual stuff, and he makes it from found objects.
Right. As you can kind of
And
see.
he's got a real great imagination.
And a
Right.
sense of humor
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah.
that shows in his
Right.
stuff.
So almost like recycled art.
Some of it, a lot of it.
But
A lot of it.
Yeah.
But
it's
he
the
certainly
way he,
shined it up and painted it and made it look
Yeah.
brand
But
new.
it's the way he puts things together.
Well,
I'm like,
sure.
How did you think about this?
Why would you? Who would think of turning over a teapot and make it into a face?
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is Don Hammond trees again.
Okay. Very good. Very good. And this one,
Uh-huh.
same thing, right?
Yeah.
Same,
Don
same
Hammond
artist.
tree.
Okay.
Yeah. So look at the spatulas, the old spatulas becoming wings.
Those are the wings of the.
Yeah, yeah.
And the knives.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, it's wonderful fun. I mean, they're delightful.
Right. Right.
You have to go by and visit his house. His house is full of stuff, lamps and all
Right.
kinds of stuff.
I would
it's a
think
treat
so.
just to go in there to look.
Yeah, I bet. Very true. It's probably wherever you look, there's art.
Yeah.
Right. Every corner.
Well,
I bet that's-
starting when you get out of the car, his fence coming up. He's made like a grapevine.
Okay.
You have to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we will. We'll be able to, right? It's
Yeah.
on the tour, and that's one of the studios on the
Yes.
tour. Here's another example as well, as you can see. But all these will be available and on display on the Aztec Artist Studio tour. Here's another
Yeah.
piece of art as well that we're sharing this morning, and then here's another different. Piece.
This I think is
Putting you on the spot.
Richard.
Oh, Richard
Canast.
Canast.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he will be at Feet of Clay.
Yeah, and Richard, he used to do film photography, but that world has changed. He does digital photography, but he makes his own prints. He
Okay.
does the printmaking himself, and he will use a lot of very, very old approaches to printmaking. And he has moved into doing some nudes, which I hope he shows at the studio, that are just beautiful, and he has kind of changed his approach a little bit. So it's a little bit more kind of, like...
Artsy.
Okay, that's a
I'm
term.
missing the word, but you'll love it.
Right.
It's really worth seeing. And he may have a variety of his stuff, so you could see his growth and transition.
Okay.
But his photography is really,
Nice.
really remarkable.
And he's going to be displayed at his artwork at Feet of Clay.
Feet of
Correct.
clay, yeah,
During the
yeah.
In
weekend.
fact, he is also the featured artist
This
this
month.
month.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
See, so even more to see of
Yes,
his art,
it
right?
is.
So there's some of that. Here's some pottery,
Jessica Pilates.
right?
And she will be throwing pots the day of the show, I'm almost positive, so you could actually see a potter in action.
Gotcha. Her studio is on the tour, and
It
so
is,
and she's got some
absolutely.
others who will be at
Yeah.
her
She
home,
does.
She has Karen Ellsbury
right?
And
Which is
Patrick
probably
Hazen.
a familiar name.
and Susan Howard.
Very good. So those are
And-
more of the other artists who are part
Yeah.
of the tour.
Mm-hmm.
So very true. Here's another piece of art. Let's see. This is this stained glass, maybe?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
it
Stained Glass by Kay Duncan.
Okay.
And
As you were mentioning, here's another piece.
this is Bonnie's.
This is one of mine. I've done a whole series of 8x8s and 10x10s, just kind of, I wanted to.
Right.
And there are a lot more affordable, but I've really enjoyed doing them. And
Nice.
I also do sculpture, so I'll have painting in large format and small, in oil and acrylic, and also in ceramic, a bunch of sculpture. A lot of them are a mix of wood and clay.
Okay.
So that'll be at mine.
Very
This
good.
is one of Rick Meyer's. Now, Rick, he has different approaches, and this kind of cubist approach he is really interesting. And he's the one that does the fun little piggy bowls and ocarinas. as
Okay.
well.
That's yes.
Yeah, and
Very very cool. Here's another one.
This is Amanda.
she's at Feet of Clay.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
And she's a younger artist, but her stuff is just wonderful.
Nice.
I hope you have some more pictures of it. It's just really wonderful.
Not sure if we do, but there's some other jewelry.
Jewelry by Pip Howard.
Okay.
And Pip will also have Marty, can you pronounce that?
Let's look and see.
Gotzinger?
Gotzinger is what I would say, sure.
Yeah.
And Pip's studio is on North Church.
Correct.
In Aztec.
And
So another
Pip is does jewelry.
Right. Right. And I think this is the last picture we might have. This is another great
Steve
landscape.
Unger.
Yeah. Very good.
And Steve does a lot of plein air.
And he'll be at your
And
place,
he'll be
Bonnie,
at my
right?
place, and he's a character too. He is. He's fun to talk to, and he loves to
There you go.
talk. And he's
Apparently,
a
we
character.
don't have
What did we leave out? Sorry.
Rick Conciano on the card there,
Yeah.
up at the top.
Oh, the Ravens.
The Ravens.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
kind of blue. Mm-hmm. And he does a lot. He's also got a lot of influence from Oriental.
Gotcha. So we're looking at maybe the second, on top row, second from the right.
Correct.
The Ravens is what
Correct.
we're looking at. So that's
Yeah.
some of his. Perfect. But just, I guess, goes to show you the variety of art that you're going to be finding at at all the studios that are on the tour.
Yes.
Coming up on the 8th and 9th. And we just have a couple of minutes remaining this morning, both of you.
Okay.
So I think it's great that there's so much together, and you've got so many artists who are contributing to this event.
Yeah, we're hoping it grows a little bit every year. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the Dixon City studio tour. I think they're up to like 40-some, and it's quite a yearly event. Well, here we are local. You don't have to drive all
That's
the way
right.
to Dixon City, just to Aztec, and have a lovely couple days. And the weather looks like, if it continues this way, is hopefully going to be beautiful.
Exactly.
Perfect October weather.
Very
So,
true.
yeah.
Tim?
I want to remind people that they can pick up these cards that have the map on the back in various different locations. There should be some, well, of course, at Feet of Clay, also at Track.
That's the Three Rivers Arts Collective here in Farmington.
Correct.
Yep.
At Artifacts.
Gallery in Farmington, sure.
At eHeart Gallery.
Right.
And there may be some in other places because we've
Okay.
given them out to the artists and they're spreading them around too.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and you also have a Facebook page, and that's
Correct.
where we borrowed these from, these
Right.
images, and so folks can call that up and have it on their phone as they're driving around that day, right?
You can do it that way.
And consult where they're headed. But as Bonnie said, you wander through Aztec, you're going to run into an artist studio
Yeah,
at
pretty
some
much.
point. Yeah.
The nice thing about it is all of the studios are within a half a mile.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that makes it perfect for
You know, if you took Feet of Clay as the center, you're
Right.
not going to go more than a half a mile in any direction.
But if I buy that big painting that you did, I'm going to have to bring my car to put it in the trunk, I think, at some point. I'm not going to walk
or
around.
the back seat.
I'm not going to have to walk through town carrying that big
Now,
piece
I
of
think
art. But
any
I hear
artist
you.
would be absolutely happy to hold it at their studio until you went and got your card.
Very
There
true.
you go.
Very true. They are
Yes.
very
Quite
accommodating.
happy. Yes.
Very
Quite
accommodating.
happy.
That's true. But lots to see, lots of different pieces, and I'm sure there's so much more that we didn't have time to show this morning. But from photographs to oils and watercolors and sculptures, and just, I mean, the list goes on and on.
Check out our Facebook.
There you go. A lot more photos there than we were able to show this morning.
And some bios of the artists to give you an idea.
True. Very true. Well, it's a great event. It's a great reason. There's never really a wrong reason to go visit Aztec, but this is a great reason to spend a couple of days in Aztec and visit with all of you great artists. So thank you for sharing that with us this morning.
Thank you
Thank
for having us.
us.
You bet. Great to see you both. It is once again, the annual Aztec Artist Studio Tour coming up Saturday, October 8th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, October 9th, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. KSJE and San Juan College present the Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week.
Hello, my name is Emin Chi from the Student Achievement Center. We are bringing you week 6 of Coaching Tips of the Week. Learning new information. Students learn new ideas by relating them to what they already know and then transferring them into their long-term memory. Meaningful practice with content can both cement student learning and making it easier for students to remember content in the future, enabling them to tackle increasingly complex challenges. The more knowledge that students have about a specific problem, the easier it will be for them to recognize the important aspects of the problem and how to solve it.
The Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week, presented by KSJE and the Student Achievement Center at San Juan College. Connect with the Pulse during the San Juan Symphony's 37th season, coming up Saturday, October 8th at 7:30 p.m. in Farmington and Sunday, October 9th at 3 p.m. in Durango. The Symphony presents French Masterpieces by Maurice Ravel, Claude Debussy, Eric Satie, and many others in a program called Bolero French Impressions. Music director Thomas Heuser will introduce the program in a free pre-concert talk 1 hour before the concert. Find out more at sanjuansymphony.org. KSJE is supported by the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival, happening October 1st and 2nd at Riverside Park in Aztec. Heavy athletic competition, the Highland Dance Competition, clans, food, and music featuring Angus Moore and other regional entertainment. Find out more about the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival, October 1st and 2nd at aztechhighlandgames.com.